Afro-Caribbean guy in one of the cells that was being released. And I said, what's my you here for? He says, I was in a betting place and I was accused of smoking in a public place. And he said, I don't even smoke. I said, well, okay, so fine, so how come you ended up in here? He says, well, the 2 female officers turned up, yeah, and told me to stop smoking, and I said, I'm not smoking, you know? And well, if you're not going to promise to stop smoking, we're going to arrest you. He said, well, I don't smoke, and I haven't done it. So upon that, you got done for a fray. So they put him inside for a month. This is just a case of, you will do what we say, you know what I mean? That's all that is. So it's this army of people within the council, within the government, at certain levels who've been given tremendous power to tackle odd situations. Like, you've got to have good, strong legislation in a foot and mouth epidemic, or in a blue tongue epidemic, or in a Newcastle disease epidemic, because it threatens the industry. But these arseholes are using it on a day-to-day basis, yeah, to persecute people, to justify their existence. That's if you're guilty of it in the first place. In my case, they were trying to come in here, and I stood at that gate and I said, you're not allowed in here, it's my private address. But when they've got a court, they didn't do that, of course. They were trying to go into the farm, but they were already standing on you. So I've had it with a lot of them. And I'm now continuing. They'll have me on their back for the next 10 years.
But what was it actually like inside, though? What was the...
It's clean. Apart from the first cell I went into. I went in this cell. When they put me there overnight, I was just locked up overnight. A bit like I do with the chicken that I know where to put them. No food, no breakfast, nothing.
Were you on your own?
Yeah.
So there weren't nobody there but you chickens?
There was nobody there but me. In this cell on the first night. On the second day I got moved, and the bloke seemed alright for 2 days. And he was fine. I was getting released the following morning, but at 4 o'clock in the afternoon he started playing his hip-hop fucking music, you know? Flat out, very, very loud, yeah? And at about 8 o'clock at night I said, look, you wouldn't mind switching that off, so because I didn't really, it pissed me off, yeah? But I could absorb myself in my writings, yeah? I thought, well, I'll put up with this. So I just sat there and then 8 o'clock, anyone that's to stay up till 2 in the morning. And I thought, it's odd. Must be on something, you know? So, 8 o'clock, I said to him, look, you wouldn't mind switching that off. I wouldn't mind watching the telly for a couple of hours before I get to bed. Oh, I want to watch my hip-hop. Oh, it's great. Oh. And I said, it's fucking useless rubbish. I hate it. You know, and you've had it on for 4.5 hours. So I said, okay. So I went back to my writing. I wrote for another half an hour. And he interrupted me. He said, we like a cup of tea. I'll turn it off. I'll switch it. I'll really switch it down. You can watch your telly at the same time as I listen to the music. I said, well, I don't think that's going to work, you know? But, you know, we'll have a cup of tea, and so he's turn it down so you can hear it. And we have this cup of tea. When he's doing a cup of tea, he turned his back on me. And I never twigged at the time. What's he doing? I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm just going to put the milk in. Well, the milk was over there, and he was facing this way. So I thought, it never crossed my mind. Well, it did sort of, but then I dismissed it. That you put something in the tea. So I drank the tea, and about half an hour, 20 minutes later, he started the music up again, started bouncing around the fucking cell like a chimpanzee. And then he started switching the light off real fast like this, so you got this psychedelic effect, you know? And I thought, what's he doing? Anyway, it got so bad with his gyrating and he's jumping up and down in front of me, I thought this guy's violent, you know? So I pushed the button. And the guard came down and said, look, I want out of here, this guy's nuts. You know, and he said, well, if he actually assaults you, push the button. Right? I said, great. I'm 50, 64, and he's 22, and he goes down the gym every day, yeah? Get the idea? So, brilliant. So after a while, he gets a knife out. A plastic knife, and he threatens me with it. He says, you know, people think you can't hurt anybody with this, but you can. They're quite good. I said, okay. Well, so I just ignored him. So then he got a razor blade. He threatened me with a fucking razor blade. And he said, I think I'll start here, and he pushed my arm. At which point I thought, right, I'll push the button again. So I pushed the button again. I told him this, well, there's no way to put you in. I said, listen, I don't care what you do, but get me out of this fucking cell. I didn't say those words. I said, go to your superiors, whatever. But then he says, they won't do anything. He said, they never do. And then he puts the water in the basin. He started throwing the water out of the basin at me. I took no notice of that. And then he got the towel off the back of the basin and wet it and started doing this to me in my face, yeah? At which I pushed the button again. A very short space after that, 3 guards turned up and they brought me out and moved me. The following morning I got up. At night I felt dizzy, but I thought, well, nothing I can do about this, I'll just stay in my bed, you know? In the morning, I rolled my feet out of the bed, I stood up, and nearly fell over, yeah? And that room was just going round and round and round. I thought I was having a heart attack, because that's what it's like, and I was sweating like nobody's business. Anyway, they came down and checked me out, supposedly. It took them 40 minutes to get here, to do anything. Yeah? And so your pulses are right. Oh, first of all, they dropped the machine on my toe and cut my toe, so there's blood everywhere. And what a bunch of fucking clowns, it's like, oh. So they said, well, we'll do an ECG. You'll have to lie down. I said, I can't lie down. It's my head, I just couldn't stand it. So they told the doctor later that I refused to have the ECG, which is not the case at all. Simply do with you sitting up. I said, this lot can't. They didn't even know about it. And I doubt whether they can read it at all anyway. Yeah? So he said, oh, you've probably got an ear infection. It's probably just how the hell got an ear infection. He put something in my tea, because by 4 o'clock I was fine. So I got the sun ear infection from about 6 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. It came and then miraculously disappeared. But they wouldn't report it, because it's negative, you see. And they will not allow anything to be written down and sent outside the prison that criticises the prison in any way. I wrote 4 pages of what happened there and then in the room at night, what he did, yeah? And I gave it to the guard, said, look, I want to report this. This is not right. He's dangerous. You know? And he is. I think he's dangerous. I think he's... I used to have a bloke work for me. He was fine for about 2 years, and all of a sudden he flipped. And the same sort of things. And he went to Atkinson Morley. A chap called Connie Valley, he's psychotic, you know? So, paranoid schizophrenia? Is that it? Anyway, it can get dangerous, yeah? Apparently he was in a block of flats when he went home, Connie Valley, and he was on the landing, and he got really wound up. And the bloke pulled up the car outside and he chucked a bottle of vodka through the fucking windscreen from 3 stories up. So they jailed him for 3 months. Got him back on his medicine. That's the problem.
Talking about medicine, what do they put in your tea?
I don't know what they put in my tea. You're an expert on this. What do you put in my tea? What would make you feel really dizzy and, yeah?
Did you hallucinate anything?
No.
Just felt really sick.
Yeah, it's probably just crap drugs, you know?
It was arsenic or something.
No. I don't know if that makes you feel like that, but I felt like shit, I tell you. I walked out of the prison. What I did when I was checking out, I found my complaint in my belongings to take home with me. So if you're in there, one, if you're in a prison, if you're in a cell with somebody else, there's no way you can prove what they did. It's your word against them, and you can't prove anything. And the authorities will not accept a complaint. And if you write a letter outside the prison to say, look, this is not right, like the banging us up for 22 hours and 24, it never makes it outside the prison. It's kept, put on file, and you get it 2 years later when you get released. That's the practice. Now that's wrong, isn't it? You write to your MP saying the conditions in here are shit, yeah? This isn't happening, this is illegal. We never get to it. So I'm going to be writing to the Home Secretary. Who looks after prisons? Is it just the Secretary or is it the Home Secretary?
Yeah, they said that you had a nickname or something.
No, they've told you already. I shouldn't have gone through all this.
Those little bits.
Yeah, they didn't say what the nickname was though.
Yeah, he's calling Big Daddy. They said, what do you want? The lads were alright in there, they were quite helpful, apart from the nutcase I was in with. And one of them said, I don't know why they put you in with him. And I thought, why has he said that to me? You know? Obviously he's off his rocker, yeah? I persuaded him that afternoon to put in a form that said anger management. To go for the anger management thing, you know? But he filled it in, he said he'd done it. I don't know if he'd done it or not. But they locked him up for 22 hours a day, and they locked me up as well, which I was not happy with.
Do you reckon you could do a 20-year sentence?
Hello?
20 years.
I think that after a little while you get used to it. I mean, I didn't have a job or anything like that, but some of the other guys have got jobs. That is, they go and they work in a clink, yeah? To train to be a chef. If I'd been doing, they go on an educational program, so they only use the cells, yeah? There's somewhere to sleep and eat, you know? That's it. So if you get a reasonably intelligent bloke in with you in the cell, you can talk to and relate to, I would think it would be alright. There's flush toilets and all this sort of thing. People used to try and tell me you'd be cracking in a fucking bucket, you know? That's not true, that's rubbish. That went out years ago. And showers, they're all private, you just get down there and lock yourself in and have a shower. But I didn't get a shower in 5 days because you didn't have time. By the time you got up, they opened the door, you went down and got your medication, you came back again, yeah? You went and got your dinner, you ate it, yeah? They locked you up again.
That sounds like you got a lot of time.
Sorry?
Sounds like you got a lot of time
What?
to have a shower.
In what? 2 hours?
Yeah.
No. That's 2 hours in the entire day. That's morning, dinner, and evening. It's all this business about, there was plenty of tennis down there, but that's not for us, that's for the fucking guards and for the people that run the canteen and the hot plate and all that sort of thing. On Wednesday, I wasn't going to have any more pasta, so I went, so I'm eating this crap, you know. I want a decent meal. And one of the officers came over and said, "Smell, what's your problem? You should order it today for tomorrow." And I said, "Well, can't do that, you've got to order it for next week." He said, "No, there's a daily form. And they've just given you one, you've handed it back." I said, "No, I haven't handed it back. I wanted it back because it's the weekly form." "Oh no, that was a daily form, therefore you can't have another one." I said, "Well, give me the form back then." "Oh no, they've run out now." They just lie, you know? They're thick, and the defence is they just lie.